mm, 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 mm. Previous conclusion previewing Tlalakaran, because in the time of the time machine, based upon the location of the cyclone is the diffraction in relation to your D4, because in relation to your D4, it is the flexus assist of Nagaran. Dish? So, the liquor Teoretism. Teoretism. Manure 25. So, in relation to Berkasan of law, hmm, Horushan, Diro, Duristkrus, Durkristkrus, Nukuru, Durkatatsantuntas, Nikon, Nika, Belakor, Durish, Yokorisi, Lisa Crescent Corres Sancres, Derish, Durish, Burros, Yokatis, Voila. Anyway, 51 in relation to the Blakasan, Dirikase Enene, because the caution Ane Akarasha is that the law of the Nokrasan. Dirikashin Atala, Dirkotun, Dirkut Blakarasha, Nokris. What's the Nyanakura, Monokun, Dush. Rotation of a formula. Mhm. Rotation of a formula in relation to the Dctor is the negative of law, and also to Dctor because Dctor is 2, 8, 3, B, F. The digital world is the criticism of law because in that relay the Dctor of the quarter quantum lumpon is a leap of quantum. Quantum is an acronym because the quantum is based upon the Sasan. To review the quantum, quadra and consonant is the nemesis of the CMAC by the Tisha Bong. And in that way, with the location of law, the interlation of the law is that the intercution of the layer is the tradition of the plumbang. No, because in that way, once we can reverse the demonstrations of the law, the ishatan of law is the intuition of the naganam, because the blakasit occursion of the law is the nikale occursion akarata, because in relation to the development of the third party, the synthesis of the law in relation to scientific system calculator, their custom tasantan, dirishakatrakshan krata. In the way for the quantum, the negation of the leap is the Pakistan, because the quantum leap is unmeasured in relation to Plexen. Because in that way, if there is a review to support the SOPRO, the nemesis of law is the intuition of the complexity. Because in that time, the complexity is the secession. Because the cornerstone or law is the Christian. But in the law, Didishantan or Nana. Eke Chokrashantan Kona. The Korlakasan is Krishna. Durish the Duristindan. The law is the percentages of his own Tashatlan, because the manuscript will actually share into the quad, and the quad is a criticism by the hybrid. The representation of blah. This computer is the negotiations in relation to the Genesis and also in relation to the CMAC. Because in relation to the CMAC, the locuses of the lawyer would circumhome 21 points, and in that way, the pins of the 21 points is the Nakarsan of the quad core. The quad core is the quintessence of the quintessence. When it hybrids in relation to the fractal, the lawyer would plexus in the palama, because the palama based upon the recesses of the non-dolokokong. The quadcon is the quota of Ram. Ram is a different C in relation to Ram later, but in relation to Ram, the nemesis of law is the recursion, because the negative is that when we have the lakasan of Rakshun, the recursion is the recursion, but in relation to the Shishon, the Nokolakshang aha doesn't tas no chana. So in that time, if it can second the concept in relation to the quantum leap, the percentages of the quantum leap will be measured. But in that way, with the quantum leap, the plexison of the quota is the corrosion, because the quantum leap will be crescent in the paraha. Paraha, gold. That's a long, long way. So in that way, with the third revision to view the croissant, it is the measurement of time to conflict into the manufacturing degree, because the diameter of the processes of the core is equal to because the quantum leap based upon the Nakasan, the construction of law is the Nakasan, because each law is the nickname. And in that way, indexed. So in that way, if there is the section of the law in relation to the quantum, the elicitation of a quark is the nickname of lucky duck. In relation to lucky duck, the nexus of the law is that the transistor of the law is the execution of the law. But execution of the law is each way you go. The constant of the law is the constant. Because the quad core is the nakasan. Because in that way the nakasan is the nemesis of the genesis. In relation to genesis, for the politician of the Biblim, it is the nakasan. Because in the matter of time, when we know how to pin out this nakasan of the core, the correction of the quad core will actually be illuminated. Yes, Jesus, in that way. When it does that, the correction of core is the criticism, like that. And in that way, if we criticism the review to support the criticism, we will also measure itself into the complexity. And in that way, if we decide to look the blekatan and into the lakala, because the timer will actually be measured in relation to the quantum, and the quantum is the quantum pp 32182426442 and 2812412446 complexitasan korsan. In that way, in relation to the mechanism of the quarkson is the different, because the different is the nakanam. But in the manner of time of the nakanam, the lakasa of the law is the interesting, because in reality of the law, the sender will exercise in the nekane. But doctors, if we ever have a camera that goes all the way down to a belly, you can identify any virus in the future. So in that way, when we know how to confront the consequences by the different, it is the metastasis of our law. In relation to our law, the consequences of the quaka is that we can also only know the da. And in that time, when we, yes, that one, is the necroton of the quantum leap. The quantum leap is the criticism of the na, because in the quantum leap, based upon the restriction of the law, it is the Nicholson. The Nicholson is based upon Anakata, because the Nicholson is that the restriction of law is the execution of our availability and also to confront the law. In relation to the law of the Quaka, we can also need to know how to Blexison, because, Star Wars Queen. And in that way, when we measure the complexity of the law, we can assist the non-constant tone, because the diameter of the non-constant tone, it is the parameter of the parasite by the prong. And in that way, we can also exercise the law in relation to review the succussion. And in that time, the second law of the application based upon the makeup artist and also the correction. Because each law we go, we will conflict into the plexuses of the correctrum. The evaluation of the law is the nakanam, because that is 21 6C 8CC 9FC 18 joint. Quad. So in this way with the quad, the deluxation of the law is the interstices, because the quad is the nickname. This computer is only at 36 to 48% of the quant, because the quant is 2p, ala, and 2pal. So in this way, the CPU is only about 2 to 12 or 3 to 6 in relation to DRAM, and also accessing file in relation to the bakalang. So in that way, the hibernation is being location in the pulse of 3326 and 3329 in relation to the bakasasan. So in that way, with the unity of the quantum is instructional, the quad core will actually be quadruped leaping into the electron. When it does that, it will energize the ECP and the recursion of the exciton, and the exciton is the recursion of the nene. So in that way, with the calculator, the instruction of the leap is the curriculum of the unicorn plus 2. So in that way, plus 2 is only 4, 3, 2, 6 and 4, 3, 2, 1 in relation to the different. So in relation to the different, the Nicholson of the qua is that the Chakasan of law. Based upon the introduction of the next technology, the plantive will actually be measured in relation to the environmental and also the Paraxasan, which is the recrestant of our recycling production cycle, like that, so all. And in that way, the division to support the succession of the law is the introduction of the Einstein and its own law. So the fifth review to support the quad in relation to dual, it is the mutation of the make in the location of the mainframe. And in relation to the mainframe, the ECU and the chassis of negation are done. So 51 review to support the Soho is that the mechanism of the law, oh, you can't see, is the Nakanan. Because in that way, if you can review the circumcision, you can also palakasan the law. So 1, 2, 6, 8. Complexity 1, 2, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Complexity 3, 3, 6, 4, 10. Arakasan. So in that way, with the 52 reversation of our law is the Nicholson, because in that time, once we review the recursion, we will pale kasasan netkali in relation to nice, because the recursion, no, not yet, is the recursion. So in that way, the farakaraja like that is the nokono. So in that way, the makasan of ni dara pine 82 times 1 plex Messiah. In relation to the prefix of the premises, the parana of the Dctor